Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today, I want to share with you 10 habits for keeping a clean and tidy kitchen. And the kitchen is one of the most frequently used areas in our homes, with people and things constantly coming in and going out. Not to mention the fact that it constantly has dishes and kitchen tools constantly rotating between being clean and dirty. It's safe to say there's a lot that goes on in our kitchens, and so it's little wonder that this is an area that many of us struggle to keep clean. But keeping a clean and tidy kitchen is achievable, and it's actually easier than you'd think too. What it really comes down to is the habits and the practices that we put into a place to maintain the area. And so today I want to share some of the habits that have really helped us in maintaining this space, in the hopes that they can help you to maintain a clear and clutter-free kitchen that's a space that you actually want to spend time in, to cook in, and to do life in. So I'm excited to dive right into this. If you haven't already though, be sure to hit that subscribe button below and let's get started. All right, the first thing that you can do is minimize counter clutter. And this really is the number one thing that you can do to make your space look tidier. It's a really simple equation. Less stuff on your counters equals a tidier looking space. By eliminating visual clutter and clearing your surfaces, not only are you instantly able to make your space look more attractive, which is great in and of itself, but that also makes your space a lot more functional too, because you have more surface area to work with. The more counter space you have available, the easier and more enjoyable it is to cook and to prepare food. All right, and then once you've made a habit of keeping your counters clear, the second habit that you can begin to implement is doing a daily wipe down of all surfaces. If you're constantly going over your surfaces and wiping them down, not only does this help keep them clean, but also, going back to what we were just talking about, can actually help to discourage clutter accumulating, because every time you put something on your counters, you have to wipe around it or to pick it up in order to make sure that you're properly cleaning your surface. And obviously, if you're cooking or preparing food in a specific area and make a bit of a mess, spot cleaning that specific surface is always a good idea. But by once a day, taking a couple of minutes to wipe down all your surfaces, it can help ensure that your kitchen overall is going to stay clean. So like I said, I recommend doing this once a day. Personally, I like doing this the most at night because you've kind of eaten everything you're going to for the day, and it can help to kind of reset your space so that the following morning you're greeted with a fresh, clean kitchen. Okay, habit number 3 is to empty the dishwasher and sink either before you go to bed at night or first thing in the morning. And depending on your schedule or whether you're a morning person or a night person, you can pick whichever of these options works best for you, but pick one and stick with it. But by emptying out your dishwasher and sink before you start the day, it makes it so that you can load up your dishwasher throughout the day so that you're not creating a pile of unwashed, dirty dishes in your sink. And since personally I find that dishes are often the biggest source of mess in our kitchens, this can be a great way of staying on top of it so that you never feel like you're drowning under a pile of dishes that need to be done. And then number 4 is to regularly clean out your fridge and pantry. No one likes to find a fridge full to bursting with your nasty leftovers from that pizza dinner that you had 3 weeks ago. So to avoid this situation and others like it, make it a habit of regularly going through your fridge and either eating up or getting rid of anything that's about to expire or is long past its expiration date. And one great way to prevent the accumulation of food like this is to try using the 1 in, 1 out rule when it comes to your groceries. So if you have the tendency of having multiple milk jugs open at once, which means that one of them ends up going bad, or the same thing when it comes to yogurt or any other kind of perishable food, try waiting on buying the replacement of that item until you've actually run out completely of whatever that food item is. This might not always be a super practical rule to implement, but if you often find yourself with duplicates or triplicates of food products, meaning that you have food frequently going bad, this might be something to try out for a period of time until you can kind of readjust your habits. And then habit number 5 is to wash the dishes as you cook. And the rationale behind this one is pretty straightforward. When it comes to cleaning dishes, the sooner you're able to start them, the faster and the easier they are to clean. And so this really is something that can help you to save time and effort, especially since with many meals as we prepare them, once we've kind of chopped everything up and put it on to cook, there is a bit of dead time as we wait for the food to be ready. So this is a really easy habit to start, and what I love about it too is that if you wash dishes as you go, it can help to prevent having an overwhelming number of dirty dishes to clean right after you finish your food. Moving on, number 6 is to rinse and dry any scrubbers or cleaning cloths that you use. And this one is so important. If you leave cleaning cloths or sponges full of water, they'll quickly become germ factories, and sooner than you could ever imagine, they're going to start smelling horrible. And this makes sense if you think about it. We use cloths and sponges to clean up the nasties in our kitchen, and so we don't want to leave them kind of stewing around in that. It's so important that we rinse them out, and then also to replace them regularly as they wear out. And as a quick side note, if you use kitchen towels, be sure to swap those out regularly too, as just like our cleaning cloths, we want to make sure that we're regularly refreshing them and making sure that no gross stuff is building up. And then the 7th thing that you can do is to leverage the power of white space. And this is an especially powerful concept when it comes to our kitchens and pantries in particular. If you ever find it difficult to maneuver around and find what you're looking for in your fridge or pantry, that probably means it's too full. So it's a great idea to get into the habit of leaving 20 to 30% of your fridge and pantry open so you can easily find and access exactly what you need. Honestly, when our pantries and our fridges are full to bursting, they're not as functional as they can be. And so by leaving some margin in those areas can actually make that space a lot more practical for you. And then number 8 is to deep clean one appliance each week. By taking 20 minutes each week just to deep clean one appliance or area, you can really help to maintain a clean kitchen without you ever needing to set aside hours upon hours to deep cleaning it all at once. I don't know about you, but to me at least, the idea of spending hours upon hours deep cleaning really is not attractive in the slightest. And so this is a great way of just staying on top of it so that you never have that overwhelming feeling of needing to deep clean everything. Next, number 9 is to take care of your dishes after every meal. And I know it can be tempting to let your dishes really pile up until they create something of a monstrosity in your sink. But by taking those extra 5 seconds to put your dishes in the dishwasher or to rinse them off after a meal, you can prevent that pile up and help to maintain a tidy kitchen. And especially if you combine this habit with what we were talking about earlier in emptying out your dishwasher before you start your day, this really is an easy habit to implement that can have a massive impact on your kitchen. And then our final habit is to give everything a home and to keep it there. By giving every item in your kitchen a home and ensuring you always replace them in that home after use can really help to make sure that you're not having to ever hunt around for a kitchen utensil that you misplaced, and it makes it a lot easier to find everything when you need it. So go through your kitchen, and if you find any items that don't actually have a place where they belong and they just kind of float around your space, be sure to give them a home. But if you've gone through and given everything a home and still sometimes find that it's hard to find exactly what you need, that might mean that you simply have too much and it's time to do a bit of decluttering. If you have duplicates or even triplicates of a specific item, try just keeping your favorite and most used item and then donating or selling the other items. And then also too, consider if there are any items in your kitchen that you can't remember the last time you used. There are so many just unique and really specific kitchen gadgets that oftentimes we'll buy thinking that we'll use when in reality we never do. Try decluttering those as well. And by simplifying in that way, you'll find that it's easier to maintain a tidy kitchen because you have less to organize and to put away. So that's it. Those are some of the biggest habits that really help us to maintain a clean and tidy kitchen. And don't get me wrong on this, we definitely aren't perfect. Our kitchen does still get messy sometimes. But by regularly practicing these habits and implementing them into our daily lives, we really have been able to make huge strides in this area and have a generally clean, clear, and clutter-free kitchen. But I hope you found these tips helpful, and if you did, I would love to know what's one of these habits that you want to begin practicing in your daily life to maintain a clean and beautiful kitchen? Be sure to comment that down below, and if you have any additional clean kitchen tips that I didn't mention, I'd love to hear those as well, as I'm always looking for additional ideas and inspiration in this area. That's everything for today's video, though. I really hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, don't forget to hit the subscribe button below if you haven't already for more videos like this coming at you twice a week. And remember that if you're ever looking for more daily inspiration and updates, you can always follow me on Instagram too. I'm at Ashlynne.Eaton on there. Thank you all so much for coming along with me today. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.